Hey Sarah.
Hi Paula.
You okay?
Yeah, really good.
I know. We're buzzing.
I know, we really
So
are.
excited about the new development. So Sarah, okay, how did it all begin for you?
Okay, so it started quite a few years ago when I was working at a local secondary school as part of a school completion program project. So I was an external consultant going in with behaviour issues, exam stress, things like that. And over the years, I started to help more and more children who had learning difficulties. So although my background is actually in coaching and training, life skills, things like that, because I was using the NLP strategy with a lot of students and helping them with their learning strategies just as a whole, I was getting a lot of great results. They kept giving me younger and younger students. So I started with leaving cert, which is kind of A-level, end of year school exam levels, and then worked my way down, and eventually I was with first and second year students. This is sort of 12, 13-year-olds. And the really frustrating thing for me was that the ones with the labels like dyslexia, ADHD, things like that, I just kept thinking, okay, it's not having as great an effect what I was doing with them as it was with other students. And my question was not what's wrong with them, but I kept thinking, what is it I don't know? I'm a true believer that if you have the right strategy, then you can do anything, really. You just have to know what the strategy is, as opposed to it being a neurological problem. And I was very lucky because that year I happened to go to the NLP conference in London, and I met our wonderful friend Olive Hikmart, who is the developer of this process. And in half an hour, her talk on learning difficulties and what she had been doing just totally blew my mind. And I immediately went up to her after the talk and I said, would you come to Ireland? And she's a bit like me, she'll say yes to anything. I'll go anywhere to help people. And so I read her books and I listened to her CDs. And the last word on the last CD, I'd rung her and I said, can you come over to Ireland and deliver a course? So she did. We had a group and I learned about the process then, and I started using it with the secondary school students. And I was just, I was amazed. And then I decided to go and do a master's in NUI Galway, and it was an adult learning and development master's. So people said, kept saying, you should go and do that education. I said, well, really, what I wanted to do was a master's, and I wanted to do a big research project with people who had been struggling for a long time. Because my theory was that if it could help somebody in their 50s who had been struggling for 50 odd years, then it can help the 5-year-old who is only just beginning to struggle, because they don't have all the emotional baggage and all of the other problems that we see with learning difficulties. It's not just academic issues, it's behaviour issues, self-esteem, self-belief, self-confidence, things like that. So within 4 weeks, 2 hours a week, I worked with this group. They were amazed. I was gobsmacked because although I had been working with some adults, I haven't worked with people with such great difficulty. And for some people, it totally transformed their lives. They became antidepressants. They managed to go and find new jobs. I mean, it was life-changing stuff. And I just thought, well, this is after years and years of struggling. Can we prevent it? Can we go back right at the beginning of primary school, introduce these skills, and actually see what happens? So I've sort of worked with every age group, really, secondary school, up to adults, and then in the meantime, not only did I meet you and we started to produce our courses, because really you gave me a huge understanding of how difficult it is for teachers, in terms of time, in terms of, I know in the UK it's much stricter than here in Ireland, which is that, in the UK it's phonics, it's first class and only. Here they have a little bit more autonomy, but they're still following predominantly the phonics programs, which they have spent millions in terms of resources and training and everything else. And it does, it has had a huge effect in terms of they're reaching 80% of students, but there's that stubborn 10 to 20%. So an amazing school, St Joseph's in Rathwire in County Westmeath. Shane McCarthy's the principal. He met me just as I was finishing off my masters. So everything sort of happened. I met you, I met Shay, and he said they were looking for something to help those students. They were really searching and couldn't find anything. And when he met me and I explained the process, he got it. He understood the power of this. He could see how powerful this was going to be. So I ended up very luckily running a pilot project with his school and 2 other schools that were local to him. We did it over a year, and so that was 2013, I believe, October. And 5 years on, it's used across the whole school, and not only his school, but I've got a couple of other schools that kept most of the staff trained, and then about 25 schools where it's been key members of staff. Always give a free place to principals, because without them understanding that this is different, this is not just a program that's going to be plugged in, they've got to fundamentally look at these students in a different way. It is important for teachers to have that support, really. So now we actually run courses at his school, which is fantastic, because then they get to see it in action, they get to see the kids, they talk to the students, and the teachers are all the same way. So that's been going on, and obviously I work with a lot of private clients, families, and it's such an honour really to be able to help these people. To me, it's that flip, it's that switch. The light bulb goes on, and you just see their face, and I love it, because kind of younger children go, oh, is that how you learn? Oh, that's how you do it? Okay, that's fine. And parents are like, I can't believe my child just spelled an 8-letter word, which, an hour and a half ago they couldn't even spell 3 4-letter words correctly. And that really quick transformation, and the parents who were there doing it 5 to 10 minutes every day, within 2 weeks, you just see these huge results, and within 4 weeks, the students were really starting to get it. And it's just astonishing to see how fast it actually works. And like you, I'm not retired. I have no intention of retiring for a long time.
You're a bit younger.
But like you, I can't let it go.
No.
I think it's been so great to have that partnership, because with my background, I'm an engineer actually originally.
That's right, and you're an architect as well.
Yeah, so I have that sort of brain that likes puzzles, likes problems, but also wants to. It's always about solutions. What's the solution rather than what's the problem. And it's always about, there's got to be a way. There's going to be a streamlined way. So I don't know if that I've gone into a lot of detail there, but I suppose we've done so much, and between the UK and Ireland, we've got so many educators who are being trained and have been trained and using it, that we want to get it out there.
And of course, with the new online courses, and this was your inspiration, wasn't it? Because you suddenly thought, come on, let's do some online courses. What?
Well, that came about because I don't believe in coincidences. I happened to be running training in a hotel, and the night before there was a free talk by a Dyslexia and Dyspraxia Association for parents. So I was there in the hotel, and I said, I've got to go and hear what they're doing. And what really shocked me was 2 things. One was that the educators on the stage were not giving any solutions. They just kept saying, get your children assessed and they'll get into the system. And having spoken to schools and spoken to parents, I know that the system is not actually helping to resolve the actual challenges. Yes, there's support, and yes, there's maybe assistive technology and things like that. But I was quite shocked to really not hear anything new from the stage, that it was the same old. There was a little bit of lip service to, they are higher than average intelligence and have great strengths and talents, but didn't really go into that. Then they just carried on talking about the problems. And I was sitting in the audience thinking, but actually what we do is focus on the strengths and talents, and knowing that there's a predominant visual strength for people with dyslexia, we go through that door. We're not having to rewire the brain and try to form new networks and make it. That's really hard. That takes a long time and may never work. What we're doing is actually going through a door that's already open, and that's why it works so fast. So that was a little bit shocking that even though we've been doing this for a while, it still wasn't being spoken about. And the other one was that out of the 300-400 parents in the audience, the pain that these parents and the stress that they go through on a daily basis, I think really upset me. And there was talk of children who were suicidal because they felt so stupid and couldn't achieve what their peers were achieving, and homework is 2 to 3 hours and it should only be 20 minutes. And the stress level on everybody was just this horrible black cloud hanging over the crowd. And I just kept thinking, I just wanted to get up on stage and go, listen, there is another way. And it doesn't involve constant repetition and drilling and this, the segmenting and blending doesn't work for everybody. It just doesn't. Everyone's brain is wired differently. Unfortunately, people who it doesn't work for. and you don't have to get rid of the strengths and talents. You don't have to ignore those. You can actually nurture those, and they can still be able to read and spell. And I know the same for you. It's that amazing feeling when you see somebody get it, and their whole world shifts.
Oh.
So I just kept thinking, do you know what? Yes, while it's really important we get this into schools, for most schools this is not a priority because they are reaching 80% of their students. They have so much going on. They've got so busy. This is quite a big thing to really kind of bring into the school and to change. You have to be really open and willing to do that. Parents are suffering now. We will get into schools because I'm a guest lecturer at NUI Maynooth, Breville, Department of Early Years and Primary Education, and I'm on the summer course there for teachers. So I know that it's getting there, but that system takes a long time to change, whereas parents are looking for something now.
Absolutely.
So the online courses were born because we said we have to help as many people as we can in a way that helps them and is in their pace. I'm in Ireland in the middle of the field. You're in England. I know there are many people who've done the training, but not everybody is a coach and working with people. So there's a kind of limitation in terms of coaches out there who can work with families. We're extremely busy, taking on new clients. It's not that easy. So this is a very affordable and accessible and easy way for parents to get this and to start working with their children, and even if it can help them reduce their stress levels. We're on a winner.
Oh, that's great. So next year?
Next year, so I've been presenting at I've presented at a few conferences. So I've got another one.
Speaking in Australia, Philippines, all over the place, haven't you?
Malaysia.
Malaysia.
Not Philippines, not yet.
Not
Maybe,
yet.
so I'm sure we've got some friends in the Philippines who'd love to hear about it. But I'm in London this month, it's May 2018, speaking at the NLP conference about this, because for me that's where my kind of jumpstarting journey really started, was that to be able to get it back into that community would be fantastic. We're looking at producing maths, being able to help with dyscalculia, which we know there's a lot of moving parts with maths, so but again there's a very simple missing skill. But if students have that, everything else does start to fit into place. So it's a brilliant, the beauty of this is we're not throwing anything out. Yeah, as a school, you're not throwing anything out. You're adding it in, and it'll really take things to another level. And of course, we have a book in the pipeline as well, don't we?
We do.
Yeah. That could be very exciting. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. So onwards and upwards.
Onwards and upwards, always.
Always.
No, we're going to continue to work really hard and to reach as many people in as many ways.
Really exciting.
It is very exciting.
Really exciting. Thank you, Sara.
Thanks for that.